Welcome back. Welcome back. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here as always. RadioFire.com, the Diamond K Show.com. So much to get into today. I am looking forward to today's show. A lot of things to talk about. First of all, happy birthday to Kamala Harris. Talk about that. It's her birthday today. And the VP candidate, she is, of course, the Democratic nominee. And she is 56. 56 years old today. So that is something, of course, a milestone for her. So happy birthday to her. And the Oakland, California native, she posted on Twitter and she asked Americans to send her a birthday greeting for her. I guess any day above ground I think is a milestone. So I want to minimize her birthday because it's not one of those so-called milestone birthdays. But happy birthday to Kamala Harris. You can see she posted this it's a little video here. Something that she wanted people to wish her happy birthday, like a little gif. Thought was cute. She's always laughing. She's a very happy politician nonetheless. Of course, as I said, these are headlines on radioandfire.com. So Trump walked out of an interview for 60 Minutes. That is an interview that he was doing. Lesley Stahl, the legendary host, one of the hosts of 60 Minutes, that the news show, 60 Minutes. She talked about this upcoming interview, and Trump walked out. They were taping today. So what was it that happened that got Trump so upset? Interesting. Well, I'm sure that we're going to find out about what it was that got his panties in such a bunch. So today, according to reports, President was taping this interview that's supposed to air on Sunday. And after reportedly walking out of this interview, President tweeted that Stahl was not wearing a mask in the White House after her interview with me. Much more to come, he said. This is President Trump talking. So he's not one to care about masks at all. So what's going on? What's going on here for real? Caitlin Collins, who works at CNN, she said that the tweet came abruptly after Trump ended this interview, 45 minutes, did not return for his scheduled walk and talk that he was supposed to tape with Mike Pence. You know how, the president will walk around a little perimeter and then we talk, something, this, and this. He left before that happened. Then he posted this to Twitter. Trump did. And as you can see, it's just a quick 4-second clip that he says Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes not wearing a mask after her interview with me. Not wearing a mask after her interview with him. Yep. So keep in mind, whatever Donald Trump is trying to cover up, whatever went down between he and Lesley Stahl today, 60 Minutes, their crew has footage of it. They were taping. And the more that the president lies about it, the more I'm sure the possibility increases that 60 Minutes may start posting footage, maybe even before Sunday. So, interesting situation there. No telling what happened. Probably she said something with regards to the coronavirus, handling of the coronavirus pandemic, and that set him off more than likely. Something else that Trump is doing that I don't see the logic here. Trump has ground to make up. He has been hemorrhaging support. I know you may say you saw some Trump signs, and I travel, and I'm telling you, in 2016, I was traveling during election season as well, and I saw a lot of Trump signs. I saw Trump signs to the point that it was alarming for me. Now, I've been down the same roads. Now, 4 years later that I was going down in 2016. I see less Trump signs. I still see Trump signs, but I'm seeing less in some of those same areas. His support is not as broad as it once was. He lost a lot of support from people who supported him previously. Now, you got the diehard MAGA crew that, they got the tattoo and all of that, and they ain't going nowhere. They're going to go down with the ship. But I think that Trump should be smart if he's trying to win. Depends. If he's not trying to win, then that's something else. But if you're trying to win, alienating people at this point, 2 weeks down, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from today is the day. Right? Now, yeah, this is going to extend several days, but that's election day. 2 weeks from now. Right? So it seems to me that, but I don't think how he thinks. Well, I think and he doesn't think. How about that one? The president mishandled the coronavirus. Now, of course, MAGA crew, I know what you say, but he stopped traveling from China. Yeah, what else did he do aside from that? He helped with the ventilators. Okay, what else did he do aside from that? Exactly. And he has just made this more difficult than it need to be. It's a pandemic, so it's going to be difficult. But he makes it more difficult. He undermines authority. Then turns around and needs to depend on same authority that you just undermined. What do I mean by that? I mean, he undermines the generals, right? He knows more than the generals. He undermines them. He undermines the FBI. He knows more than the FBI, but then he points to the FBI when it's convenient. But you spent all your time undermining them, right? He undermines the FDA. Then points to the FDA because they want to improve something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He undermines Fauci, but he needs Fauci. He points to Fauci when it's convenient, but then discredits him at the same time on the in the next sentence, right? Maybe you didn't know this, MAGA supporters, but there's a pandemic going on. And during this pandemic, we have an economic crunch. The economy is not that good, right? But maybe from the White House, it looks a little bit different. But if you come outside, walk around, a lot of the MAGA people are feeling the crunch. And Trump has the MAGA people so brainwashed that they think that his victories are their victories. You think that because MAGA people, I'm talking about, MAGA people think that because Trump allegedly doesn't have coronavirus anymore, that means that it's good for y'all. Like y'all went through it and now y'all are good. First of all, he's not good. He could very well get reinfected. But I just don't understand. I don't understand. Many states that these MAGA supporters are in are economically hurting. But if Trump says the economy is great, that doesn't make it so. But a lot of the MAGA supporters brainwashed into thinking that it is fine. Brainwashed. Don't worry about the coronavirus. Trump tells you don't worry about the coronavirus, and then all is good, right? Fact, Trump inherited this economy. You know. Trump inherited this economy from who? Say it. Obama. That's right. And he crashed it. Why did I say he crashed it? He crashed it because the steering wheel, he's having a steering wheel, right? And then he crashes the car. And then says, oh, but there was some oil slick on the road. I didn't make that oil slick there. Yeah, it's true. But you could have steered the car better when we got into that slippery condition, AKA the pandemic. He could have controlled things a little bit better. But does he act like a man? No. Does he stand up and say, look, we're in this pandemic. We're all in this together. I've made some mistakes, but we got things together now. No, he doesn't admit any mistakes, right? He doesn't admit any wrongdoing, ever. Ask his wife. Ask wife number 2, the one before this one. Didn't admit anything, right? Caught him in a hotel room. He don't admit what? Some stupid lie, right? Ask wife number 1, same thing, another lie, never admits it. Ask the wife he has now, right? He lies. This is simple stuff. Lies about simple stuff. So he's lying about the big stuff. He's lying about the big stuff. The debate that they're going to have on Thursday is going to be hilarious. The fact that Trump is not going to be able to talk when it's Biden's turn, it's going to be hilarious. He's going to probably be wailing his hands. He's going to probably be making all kind of noises. Wrong. It's going to be hilarious. But we're going to be covering that, watching that here. I am interested to see how this goes. A lot of people not excited about Joe Biden, but they know that Trump is a disaster for the entire world. They don't like Joe Biden that much, but Trump is a true disaster. And there's some people out there that thinks that Trump is some kind of political mastermind, like he's doing these things and he's really moves ahead. No, of course not. He's just doing things as they come. Remember the wall? What? Nobody remembers the wall? What happened to the wall? What, Mexico's supposed to pay for the wall, right? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So they have some audio that has surfaced of Trump repeatedly attacking Fauci. And I just think coronavirus is something that is significant and is something that is on the ballot. His handling of that. This is a referendum on the president. See, before, a lot of the MAGA people and Trump supporters, whether they were willing or holding their noses and voting for him, he didn't have a political record. All people had to look at was The Apprentice and some lies about Atlantic City, 3 failed marriages, and other foolishness, right? That's all they really had. They didn't really have a record to go on. So you could use the typical Republican, what do you have to lose? Why don't you just try this? Hillary was uniquely and universally disliked, right? She had a certain vibe about her. They pointed to that, right? The sexism thing. They did that. But it doesn't work now. And even though people are not excited about Biden, they've already seen what Trump does. Trump treated America like one of his inheritances that he just screwed up. When his father left him some money and he screwed it up, had to get more money like that. He treated it like that. One of his failed businesses, like Trump Steaks, Trump University, that kind of stuff, right? He ran America like that. So we can point to something and say, this is how he runs things. And a lot of people are not excited about it. That's why you have so many Republicans that are voting for Biden. That's why you have that. But anyway, so people think that Trump is, some kind of way he meant to do some of this stuff. He's just doing things with no thought process, no nothing, just doing them. So he goes in on Fauci. They have this on tape. And, it's not that it's going to hurt him from the standpoint of people were voting for him, and now that they're not. A lot of these antics affect independent voters. Some of the Republicans, if you're a Republican and you're still on board with Trump, that's where you're going to be. Independents, people that are on the fence, right? These are the people that have lost family members and loved ones to the coronavirus. These are the people that Trump needs to be worried about. Those people. But hey, he thinks he knows everything, right? And just because you won something once doesn't mean you're going to win every time. Ask Buster Douglas. Remember Buster Douglas? Knocked out Mike Tyson. Next fight, got his ass whooped. But I'm sure when he wasn't training, people were saying, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. He's like, oh, what about when I knocked out Mike Tyson? Okay, right? Everything is, what about when I beat Hillary? Polls are wrong. What about the polls are wrong? What about Hillary? Yeah, well, that was a different time. It's 4 years ago. Things are different now. Pandemic now. You have whole industries disappearing under his watch. Under his watch. Right? And I hear this is a Republican talking point that is so hilarious. It'll say, Democratic run states, Democratic run cities. Okay, this is a Republican run country because the president's Republican, right? So it all goes to him. But some other Republican states, some of the most poor places in this country, right? Some of the most poor in this country. But excuses, the MAGA people will make excuses. That's okay. It's all right. Trump said that Fauci was 500, has been around for 500 years, right? And then later in the day said he was 350. Actually, Fauci's 79, which just makes him 5 years older than Trump. Right? Both of them seniors. Trump, of course, didn't stop there. He said that if he listened to Fauci, he'd have 500,000 deaths. Trump is an idiot, right? He's an idiot. An idiot. He suggests that there's, with zero evidence, for the record, that if you listen, then he said if you listen to him, he'd have 700 to 800,000 deaths right now. More than 8 million Americans have been sickened by COVID-19. More than 220 people have died. 220,000 people have died. The numbers are still going up. The numbers haven't stopped yet. It's not like it's over. It's still going. And Trump said that the only reason he has not fired Fauci from the White House and the coronavirus task force is because of the negative press that he would get for doing so. Every time he goes on television, there's always a bomb. But there's a bigger bomb if you fire him, Trump said. Somebody who never fires anybody, he gets somebody else to do the firing, for the record, right? But Trump told the campaign staff members on a conference call, it's hard to imagine something dumber than attacking Fauci. What? Okay, women, the suburban women he talks about, these white women, those are the ones that really like Fauci, right? So it makes more sense to me if this is the expert, the disease expert, infectious disease expert. Um, at least play politics. When people say you're being political, it means that you're trying to be smooth, be coy, being polite. And I understand that he was elected because he was not politically correct. And people had the illusion of thinking that, one, he ran businesses properly, which he does not. And then he was going to run the country correct, which he has not. Right. And I just cannot wait until it all comes down and the votes are counted and the MAGA crowd has that. I have it ready for you. A big Jordan crying face for the MAGA crowd when it happens. Oh, it is going to happen. Trump is going to lose. Okay. Trump's going to lose. And if MAGA supporters are still around, because they may jump off a bridge or something when it happens, it's okay. Just like when Obama got elected, you're going to be sad for a little while, and then life is going to go on. Just like when Trump was elected, many people were sad on the Democratic side, but life went on, and that was it. So any MAGA supporters you want to place some bets, hit me up on social media at the Dom and K Show, at Radio on Fire. It will be my pleasure to bet any of you. And I've been having some very interesting conversation with some MAGA supporters, some Republicans. And while we differ politically, I have enjoyed the conversations. So definitely continue. Hit me up. Even if you disagree with me politically, it's okay. We can have respectable conversations. You can say your side, I say my side, and it's go back and it's all good. So definitely at the Dom and K Show, at Radio on Fire, do that. I am going to be having a special guest in a few. So I'm looking forward to speaking with him. And but before we get there, I definitely want to talk about something else that came across today, and that is Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, of course, everyone knows Bill Cosby, the famous comedian, famous actor. He was, at one time, he was the man. He was the man. Now, after the conviction, after all of the shame that has fallen upon him, he is a shell of his former self when you really think about it. So earlier today, this mugshot surfaced. Bill Cosby, he was actually smiling in this mugshot, and he has a mask around his neck. But anyway, Pennsylvania, he's in jail. Pennsylvania, Philly, a suburb of Philly, right? And he's been there for 2 years, 83 years old. And so there was this debate erupted online about Bill Cosby. Some people saying they're feeling sorry for him because he's, aged and looks a little different, disheveled a little bit. And other people saying, he's a rapist. He wasn't convicted of rape, first of all right? And some people talked about blaming the victim when things happen. People blaming the victim for stuff. And I understand. But everybody who comes forward and says that something happened to them is not always telling the truth. It's never across the board on anything. Every victim is not a real victim. Every person accused is not really guilty. But some people accused are guilty. And some victims really are victims, right? It's hard to say. But it is really hard to say. So him grinning towards the camera, people had different thoughts on that, right? This photo here is Cosby 2 years ago, a mugshot from 2018. And periodically the prisons take new photos because inmates' appearances tend to change. spend a lot of time in jail, appearance is going to change. You're going to look a little bit different. So that was a thing. And the online back and forth about Bill Cosby, it really shows, it reminds me of politics and Trump and Biden, right? And why do I say that? I say that because the stark differences and the I mean, there was no middle ground. It was either they felt sorry for him or they hated his guts and want him, gone off the face of the earth, right? It was like that. There was no real middle ground with regards to Bill Cosby. Now, I don't know whether it was the fact that he was smiling that got some people upset, or just the fact that they know real victims, and anytime someone is accused of something, they just automatically assume that the victim is telling the truth. Or if there are multiple victims, let's keep in mind. Now, this is extreme, but I'm going to say it, right? They lied on Emmett Till. They said that Emmett Till did a lot of stuff. There was a bunch of people that said it wasn't true, right? And consistently in history, we've seen people lie. Now, that doesn't mean that what happened with Bill Cosby was a lie. I'm just saying there are situations where people lied. And then we come to find out the truth later, much later. Some instances after the person that was accused is dead and gone, right? But anyway, Bill Cosby smiling in his mugshot today, his updated version. So this is the updated version. This is the picture right here that had people talking. You can see he definitely looks older. His hair has grown a little bit. Face gravelly. He looks disheveled, and there was some problem with his vision, clearly, but we knew that going in. And lot of chatter about that. So this original image that we showed earlier, which is here, this is September the 25th, 2018. All right, and this image here, you can see his expression is a little bit more elated. One reason it could be is for this new mugshot, he's already served 2 years of his 3 to 10 sentence. 2 years already in. And this photo was taken September the 4th, and it was released today. So this is how Bill Cosby looks today. A lot of chatter about that. Interesting. So one thing's for sure, he has been granted, he may be coming home soon. Let me say that. He may be coming home soon. And I think he's going to need security because some people are upset about Bill Cosby. Just tuning in, Radio on Fire, your red Diamond K at the Diamond K Show at Radio on Fire. And this is something. Last thing before we go to a break, and our guest comes on. 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Seemingly, I don't understand why, but 50 Cent endorsing Donald Trump. Yep, it's that's true. 50 Cent has endorsed Donald Trump. Hey, do what you want, vote for who you want, but he says that he vote for Trump. And he posted a screenshot of a recent financial report on Joe Biden's alleged tax plan for some states. And under Biden's plan, the rapper who lives in New York City could be hit with a 62% tax rate increase, along with other high earners, allegedly. So he said that he doesn't want to be 20 cent. And the 62% is a very, very bad idea. I don't like that. Yeah, all right. His announcement was met with praise and criticism. So I don't know. I just think that if that's the sole reason for your decision, if the world is over, if everyone's dead from coronavirus, it doesn't matter how much money you have, right? How about you get a sane person in office and figure out the tax thing? If that's your strictly, that means that you can be bought and paid for. He made his decision strictly on that. We talked about the controversy with Ice Cube yesterday. And first the Fat Boys break up, now this. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, radiofire.com, the diamondkshow.com. I have a special guest that's going to be joining me shortly. And before he gets on the line, Atlanta rapper Sick Flow. You can advertise with Radio on Fire, of course, connect your message with our engaged audience of over 350,000 listeners and viewers per month. Visit radioonfire.com/advertise to get started. Of course, follow me on Spotify or your favorite podcast network. New shows drop daily, radioonfire.com, thediamondkshow.com, and you can always support the program via Cash App. That is $DJ Diamond K. And of course, your donations help us continue to do what we do here on the program, which is to bring you independent news, progressive opinion on politics, social issues, and entertainment. DJDiamondK@gmail.com for any booking or media requests. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break and come back right after this.